Okay, so guys, did you know that my country, Indonesia, just made some history by winning their first game in the third round of World Cup qualification against Saudi Arabia. The game was held on 19th of November, especially this Tuesday, and it was excited. I watched how Marcelo Ferdinand scored the goal, then uh, Justin Hapner kicked the Saudis player head, and then yeah, I was kind of watching the what drama of Saudis players, like suddenly they were uh, laying down on the field, and then they were falling down while the Indonesian player just pushed it a little bit, and yeah, finally Indonesia won 2-0 against the Green Falcon, and yeah, the goal was scored by Marcelino Ferdinand twice. He made a brace at that game. Okay, by by the story that I told you, we know that um, even you are a dark horse or a black horse in the group, just believe by yourselves that you can get the best result for everything. Okay, and yeah, so good morning everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, here I would like to tell you about football. Yeah, it was related by the story that I told you before. I would like to tell you about the history, and then about the mechanism of football by itself. Okay, let's go to the topic right now. And yeah, as you know, football was not founded directly. Like, yeah, there was football suddenly. Nope, it was found firstly by China. Okay, it was founded firstly by China, and it was called by the name of Chuju. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I read it Chuju. Right? It was found 200 on 200 before Christ. So yeah, it was a long time ago before the modern football found. It was found a long time ago before the modern football. Yeah, and the mechanism is just the same, like they were kicking the ball. Because of that, it was often called by the earliest history of football. It was found in China, not in England. And why everybody talks like football is coming from England? Okay, let me tell you here. The reason is because England is the first country who announced or who involved that modern football. Okay, it was in England. Since that, the phrase that's stated football is coming when England almost reached the final every competition, even though it is a Euro or a World Cup. Everybody will say football is coming home because of that. Okay, so the statement of football is coming from England is not totally wrong, but still the fact football is coming from China. Okay, but the modern football, firstly, or the first time coming from England, okay, and the oldest association called FA, okay, or Football Association, that was found in England. Okay, that's the history of football and how to play it. I mean, about the mechanism of the match. Let's start it from the match first. Okay, so the match, it will be held for 2 rounds. Okay, it will be held for 2 rounds for each match, and for each rounds it will be played by 45 minutes clear. 45 minutes clear. But sometimes there will be an additional time. Okay, there will be an additional time. For instance, in Indonesia against Bahrain, when Indonesia faced Bahrain, the additional time, it was actually 6 minutes, but the ref waited for Bahrain to score the goal, so the score was draw 2-2. Unfortunately for Indonesia, they were cheated by Bahrain. Okay, I told you the fact, so just admit it. Okay, so in total there will be 90 minutes 90 minutes for the duration for one match, but it was exclude the additional time. Okay, so additional time was counted because there was a VAR check for this era. There was a VAR check, or there was when the match played, there was some distraction, like a player got an injury, and then there was a fight inside of the stadium, or the fans are being cruel to the players. So that's the reason why they gave a lot of additional times. Okay, and the reason sometimes when the ref gave the additional times for 5 minutes, it could be more than 5 minutes. Why? Because there was an accident, or there was some event for the accidents, like there was an injury player, or they were checking a VAR for the event. There was suddenly a goal and they celebrated it for more than 1 minute. Okay, the ref will stop the time. And then and how to win it, you have to score more than your opponent. Okay, let's say we take the examples for Indonesia against Saudi Arabia, the game that just finished a few days ago. Okay, Indonesia won against the Green Falcon by the deficit goal of 2. Okay, because Indonesia scored twice, but Saudi Arabia didn't score a goal at all. Because of that, Indonesia won the game and Saudi Arabia lost with us. There are 3 results. I have told you for two of them, and the last one is draw. Like I told you before, draw if the score is the same or is equal. Okay, like if Indonesia scored twice, the opponents must score twice, so it is counted as draw. Okay, it is counted as draw, or sometimes we call it tie, Okay, let's jump to the mechanism of the tournament. Okay, there are two types of tournaments. Okay, there are two types of tournament. The first one is league. The second one is cup. The first one is league. The second cup. The second one is cup. Okay, let's talk about league first. League, sometimes it was finished in a long time. Okay, in a long duration. Like, let's say it is almost 1 year. Let's take an example for Premier League, one of the best league in the world, or I can consider it as the best league in the world. Okay, there are 20 teams and they must play face for each teams. Okay, they must face each other. Okay, let's say Manchester United has to face Manchester City, and then Manchester United has to face Ipswich Town and all of them. And for the first half, I mean for the first round, they will play for 19 games. Okay, why is it counted as 19 games? Because there are 20 teams, and the team that was playing, or our team, it was not counted, so it's supposed to be 19 games. Okay, it's supposed to be 19 games. And then for the whole tournament, it is supposed to be 38 games in total. 38 games in total. Okay, let's go to consider how to be a winner. To consider how to be a winner, first we can count it from the points. Okay, we can count it for the points. Let's say if Manchester United has 99 points and Manchester City in the second on the second place, they reached 98 points. So Manchester United won the league by deficit of 1 point. Okay, by deficit of 1 point. Because of that, United wins the league. Okay, because of that, United wins the league. Okay, and if the points was equal or tie, how to consider it? Okay, let's say United got 99 points and City got 99 points. How to consider it? We can look from the deficit of goal. Okay, if United deficits goal, or if the deficits goal of United is let's say 103, and City's deficit goal is 100, so the winner still United. Okay, the deficit goal, not the goal scored or the goal they were get scored. Okay, the goal scored and the goal not they were scored, that is not counted as the winner, even though City scored 200 goals and they were scored 100 goals, and then United scored oh no, let's say City scored 200 goals and then they were scored 150 goal scored to their goals, and then United scored 150 goals and they were just get scored for 150 goals. So the winner still United. Why? Because the deficit goal, United won by the deficit goal by 100 goals. Okay, that was just an imagination. Because why? Because you know why? United is suck for this season. Even I am the fans of United. I just gave the example for that. Okay, and then how about if the deficit goals are same? If the deficit goals are same, we can see from their head-to-head. What is the meaning by the head-to-head? Okay, it means like, let's see if United against City, who wants more. I mean, from the 2 times meeting, from the 2 times meeting. If United won twice, so the winner is United. If City won twice, the winner is City. Okay, and how if the head-to-head are tie? How if the head-to-head is tie? As long as I know, there is no the event like that, but yeah, it will be counted by the association by itself. Okay, I think that's all about the mechanism. If I talk about the cup, I will just give the short definition for the cup. Cup will be held in a shorter time than the league. Okay, if league is held for 1 year, cup usually held for 2 months usually. Okay, and they will play for the first time. They will play from the group first for the qualification, and then sometimes there are 2 teams that will be qualified. There sometimes 2 teams that will be qualified, or 3 teams. It depends on the mechanism of that tournament. And then after we passed that group phase, we will face the knockout phase, or sometimes we say it KO phase. Okay, in KO phase, the longest, or the longest one is from 30, the big 32, and then go to big 16 until the final. Okay, maybe that's all from me. My coach ever told me that if you want to be a winner, please never give up before you finish the game. I think that's all from me. Thank you so much, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Enjoy your day, guys. Bye bye.